had a request right here on YouTube from a viewer to do the song Zingaro by Antonio Carlos Jobim. I've made a little track of it also with Band in the Box, which I'll put down in the description, but I'm not using that this morning. I'm just going to play the song. And I have two charts, actually. One that I found on the internet, and I gotta say, I just did a screen save of it, so my apologies to whoever created this chart. But then I took the chart and I changed it a fair amount because I was listening to the Chet Baker recording, and I just changed some of the chords and made a few little corrections. So there's that chart. And then I really like the original, which is in the key of B minor. So I couldn't find a chart in B minor, so I made my own chart, and it is down there in the description. And I'll go over both charts here if I have time. I'm going to try to keep it kind of short here. So we'll do the one in G minor. The Chet Baker version starts in G minor. And look at this. All right. The original melody is like this. However, they made it a little simpler here, which is okay. And then in the next measure, it's like an F diminished chord, F sharp diminished. All right, and this is a great voicing to use right here. It's very similar to what the guitar player actually plays on the original recording in a different key. And the melody again should be, but now we're just going to use the C and not the C sharp. So, and it sounds a lot like Quiet Nights, Corcovado. And then we go into F minor. And I can't remember exactly what the melody is there. I think it just stays on the C there as well. So we've got C minor 11th, and then this A flat. All right, that's what I heard. The original chart did not have that, but. All right, so A flat 7th, that's like a 13 chord, and then just a pure diminished. B flat major 7th, that's what the triangle means. All right, and that funny little symbol there, it means an E minor 7 flat 5. I did hear the 9th in there, but it's really, you can leave that out. All right, now be careful right here. We've got a tie going to the A altered chord there. It's C tied to a B sharp, okay? Now, my software is not good enough to go in there and fix that, but that's the same note, so it's just a tie there, even though it looks like it's a different note. Don't be fooled by that, all right? And then once again, it's that D flat note, which, with a D major chord probably should be written as a C sharp, but that's the way it is. And then we've got A. All right, and that's kind of like a tritone substitution. Could be a D7th chord with that A flat triad, but we just go ahead and go to the A flat triad, and it's kind of like a flat 5. And a little nice variation of the melody there, so. It's getting so low here, and in the original version, the melody would be up an octave here at this point. I'll explain that when I do the other chart. But all right, F minor 13 there. All right, and now this is like a bossa nova, right? So, and I listened to the original quite a lot, listening to the guitarist, and there's some great bossa nova rhythms in there. If you're struggling with like what kind of rhythm to play on a bossa nova, I always just go bump, 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 like that kind of rhythm. But there's a lot of variety that's pretty cool. So listen to that. And the reason I'm not really covering that, this is a hard song to play on solo piano in that style, because the melody has got such a rhythm to it, and then you want to kind of do like a slightly different rhythm for the accompaniment. You don't want to just copy it exactly, and that's pretty tricky to do. So that's why I made the track. All right, now this next line is so cool, and the written melody is wrong, so I put what the notes that Chet Baker actually played, and they're the same as the original recording too. So I don't know why this chart is written the way it is, but do it like this. And it's purely chromatic. Look, it just goes like that, right? All right, and actually, some of the notes written in here, they sound pretty good. So you could say they even sound better, but what I've heard on the original and Chet Baker is this purely chromatic thing, and then it's some kind of like a little turn. It does some little flibberty gibbets in there, so listen to that and figure out what you want to do there. That's kind of like a B flat 6 over D there. And the original would go to E flat next, but we'll go to G minor. Now I left this chord in there, E flat minor 7th. I haven't heard any arrangement that does that, but it's a great reharm. I really like it a lot, but what I heard on the Chet Baker recording was an A half diminished there. So I guess that would be the chord. Right. And just a slight criticism. Most of the solos I heard didn't take advantage of this wonderful chromaticism in the melody. So I would think if you were soloing on this song, you'd want to kind of experiment with that a little bit and not just do regular like stuff like you do on 2-5-1s. Okay, let's get to my version. So this is from the original. This is like my transcription of what I heard on the original. It just really starts off with strings, solo, like that. And then there's like a guitar chord like this. No, that's not it. What the hell is it? That's it. And then there's a few other little guitar chords like this. And then the rhythm comes in here. All right, and there's a little melody. I did not put it on the chart, but it's like this. Yeah, a little flute thing, I think, doing that. All right. Now, when you're watching one of my videos, I don't usually play the song all the way through. What I want you to do, of course, is go listen to the original or listen to Chet Baker, and then, try to, play the song on your own. And maybe if you have some questions or you're wondering how to do a particular part, maybe my video will help you. E minor 11th. Notice how a lot of these chromatic notes will hit really nice parts of the chord. Like that one is a sharp 9, then the flat 9, then the 3rd, then the root, the 6th, major 7th. That's a sharp 9. I put it in the chord symbol, but the melody note takes care of it. So Just a simple chord would be fine. Now here's what the original does. All right, that's quite a twisted melody there. It's, you know, it just reminds me of like Chopin's Etude number 6. Or what's another song that has a lot of chromaticism? The A minor, I guess it's the prelude, A minor prelude in Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, Book 2. I think I have a little excerpt of me playing that yesterday. I always do these videos twice because I suck the first time I do it. On the second time I do them, they're usually terrible also, but you know, I try to make them better. Yeah, so let's go through that from the F sharp. All right, that's a twisted way to get around that change there. And then here we are now. Nice how he changes the melody here, but it's up an octave higher. All right, if you can reach these chords, good for you. Otherwise, I don't know. You have to just do little versions like this and play along with the track. And here's the little counter melody. Yeah, that's it, the little flute melody. Just a little thing about the rhythm. It always kind of starts off with a longer note. 1, 2, 3. Da, 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 1, 2, 3. And that one's tied, so it's, you know, 4/8 notes. And 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And then they're all on off beats after that, you know. So 1 and 2, off, off. Let's see, 1 and 2, and off, 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 off the beat. 1 and 2, and that's, you know, that's a typical kind of bossa nova rhythm too. So, all right, it'd be a cool song to improvise on, play along with the track, whatever you want to do with it. You know, the chart's down there for free, it's yours. The track's down there for free, it's yours. So, you know, have fun with it. And, you know, leave a comment if this is at all helpful to you. You want more stuff like this, and you have a request or something, you know, put that down in the comments as well. And thank you all very much for watching. Have a great day. See you later.